Hello everyone and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. Today I will show you how I painted this beautiful yellow flowered meadow, and for that I have been using this Centenaire watercolor paper. This is 100% cotton watercolor paper called pressed. It is also 300 GSM or 140 pounds. For the watercolors I have been using St. Petersburg White Nights, and the colors are raw sienna, burnt umber, sepia, olive green, azure, and turquoise. For the brushes, I use this Raphael number 22 flat brush, also Raphael number 8 round brush, Panart number 2 detail brush, and this Lebenzon small synthetic brush. So first I will start with just a clean water. I'm picking up a clean water and wetting my paper. I do want to wet it really nicely. I do want to have a quite amount of water on top, but I don't want any puddles, just nicely damped. So first picking up some azure and turquoise, mixing those two colors, and I'm going to start with the sky. I do want to paint it quite light, and mostly I do want to have my pigments colors on the right side, on the left just a tiny bit. And also picking up some olive green here at the bottom, and a little bit of the raw sienna, burnt sienna, and some burnt umber at the bottom. And you can see my strokes are pretty loose. And now with this Lebenzon small synthetic brush, I'm going to pick up a little bit more of the burnt umber and raw sienna. I'm just going to paint in some of the grasses that are going to be in my meadow. And just again very loosely paint them in, because the paper is wet, it's gonna bleed and blend, be a little bit blurred when dried, and that is actually what we want. We don't want to make it appear like they're a little bit in the distance and blurred. Now I'm gonna splatter some raw sienna. And I do want to keep the central part without the splatters, so I'm going to splatter on the left and the right side, but the central part I'm going to leave without the splatters. Some splatters also with burnt umber, and also some with burnt sienna. And I'm using this time smaller, this is number 8 round brush from Raphael. And a little bit of the splatters with sepia, especially at the bottom part. So I'm gonna dry it completely, and now that this is dry, I'm gonna paint wet on dry. So this time I did not wet my paper. I do want to have my edges sharp, so picked up some raw sienna and I'm painting my flowers. Just to paint them, I'm using Raphael number 8 round brush, and then adding center with the Panart number 2 detail brush, and then the stem with Lebenzon synthetic brush. So that's how I'm gonna paint all of the florals. The central part, I'm adding a little bit of the burnt sienna and burnt umber mix, and I did not really like how this flower was looking. It was just that burnt sienna mixed with burnt umber actually bled too much, and I did not like that. So I've picked up and paint it again. So adding a little bit more of the burnt sienna. I'm gonna paint in the stem, top in center, and on the other side my flowers are gonna be a little bit more orangey, so I'm gonna use some burnt sienna to paint them. You can see how on the left side I've kept them a bit more yellow, and ones on the right side are a little bit more orange. but I'm gonna paint it in the same way as the one on the left side. And also I'm gonna add a couple of grasses with burnt umber, very, very light wash. Now that the paper is dry, so my edges are gonna be sharp, but I wouldn't, as I said, I don't want to keep it quite light and transparent, so splattering some raw sienna, some burnt sienna, and also a little bit of the burnt umber. And at the bottom I do want my splatters to be a little bit larger, those dots, and going upwards I do want to keep them smaller. So also I decided to add a couple of more grasses or just some weeds that I painted also in the background. And with that I will be finishing off my painting. So quite simple, easy, fun to do. If you're a beginner, I'm definitely sure you will be able to do it. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. If you do like this video, please hit the like button, share it and comment. If you haven't still, please do subscribe to my channel. I have many tutorials here. I'm sure you will find something for yourself. And if you want to support my channel even further, I do have a Patreon that you can join in, where I just regularly post real-time tutorials and videos, and I will link it in the description box. Again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!